During an activation window, requests for coverage messages will be sent out to volunteers. Volunteers will make claims to open shifts to help staff the severe weather shelters. These claims will be pending until a site manager or scheduler has made approvals for these claims. The approval process will be ongoing during the activation period. To see the shifts in which you have been approved or assigned to work, log on to the HOMEBASE website. After logging in, the first page you will see is your personal dashboard. On the left-hand side of this page is a section called Your Schedule. This will include the shifts you are going to work. Here you can see that this includes the date and time of the shift, as well as the location. Please note that between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m., site managers and schedulers will continue to approve and assign shifts, so this information may change as shifts continue to be assigned. During an activation, if a severe weather shelter can open and is fully staffed, volunteers will receive an email between 11:30 a.m. and noon titled SWS Location, New Schedule Published. This email will include a personalized schedule for the shifts which you are volunteering. If you volunteer at multiple locations, you'll receive an email from each location with your schedule. If you aren't scheduled to work, this email will state, "You don't have any shifts this week." On a criteria day, a day when the predicted weather conditions will meet the criteria to open the shelters, you will receive an email titled SWS Your Location, New Schedule Published from HOMEBASE. If you work at multiple locations, you will receive an email for each location. This email will contain your personalized schedule at the time the email was sent from HOMEBASE. If you are scheduled to work a shift during a week, shift dates and times will be listed at the top of the email, followed by the role of either scheduled or activated. These roles are used to help provide some context about the current activation status of the shelter. If you have a shift followed by the word scheduled in the upcoming week, that means that you've been pre-assigned to the shift. Working on this day will be dependent upon the shelter being fully staffed and the weather criteria being met to open for that day. On the day of an activation, at 11:30 a.m., you'll receive another email from HOMEBASE, which will contain updated information. If you are scheduled to work on that day and the shelter is fully staffed, the shelter will activate and your role will be changed from scheduled to activated. If your email contains a shift with the time and the words activated, you will be working at that shelter on that day. If a shelter is not fully staffed and does not activate, any previously scheduled shifts are cleared from the schedule for that day, and your 11:30 a.m. email will not show a scheduled shift for the day. If by 8 a.m. or 11:30 a.m. you do not have any assigned shifts to work for the week, your email will state, "You don't have any shifts for the week." One more thing about the emails that you receive from HOMEBASE. They consist of two portions. The top portion of the email is your schedule. These are shifts to which you've been assigned to work, whether they are scheduled in the future for if the shifts meet the criteria to open for that night and if they are staffed to open, or activated for the day in which they meet criteria and the shelters are staffed to open. Below the green line that says sign in to trade shifts are open shifts. These are shifts that continue to be open and still need volunteers for the week. These shifts either have not yet been assigned or still need volunteers.